Illusion, illusion.
Everyone is an illusion. Everyone is an illusion. Everyone is an illusion.
I auditioned some musicians today. Starting to put together a band.
You did? Well, how'd that go?
Well, I'd seen these listings in the Oracle, and so I called them up, and they came out, and I guess I told them a little about myself, and then I just listened to them do their thing.
You got to move with the groove, you got to know how it flows. Won't be making it if you faking it. If you slow, it'll show. Ba-da, biddly-ba, puddle jump, ooh da da na na. You got to move with the groove, you got to know how it flows. Won't be making it, man, you faking it. Puddle jump, badass.
He's just a little too cool for me, Not really what I was looking for.
Pounding drums, drums are drumming, strumming guitars, drumming, humming, tearing guitar strings are wailing, emotions stoked and flailing, all around, yeah, all around, hey! Big strained voices straining, tearing at my innards, at my healing, drums right here in the middle, in the groove, it's heavy metal, wall of sound, yeah! Heavy metal, what a sound, yeah!
A little too hot for me to handle.
I agree.
The drummer is there to lay down a backbeat. The idea is to help everyone stay together. Nothing too fancy, just a steady backbeat. 'Cause the downbeat can find its own way home. The drummer is there to lay down a backbeat. The idea is to help everyone stay together. Nothing too fancy, just a steady backbeat. 'Cause the downbeat can find its own way home.
The Goldilocks solution, I guess. Not too hot, not too cold. I was lucky with the bass player, at least. First guy who showed up was just what I was looking for. I guess his story just wasn't really what I was expecting.
I had a tough life. My father had been a big jock, a recognized star in high school and college, on his way to play in the majors, until he met my mother and the two of them started having kids. My older sister was a famous basketball player. Well, famous in our little town anyway. And my two older brothers were naturals as well. They were always tossing a ball with Dad in the backyard, any chance they got. But I got my mother's lack of talent. We're both sort of clumsy when it comes to sports. I seem to always have two left feet. So I was pretty much ignored by everyone at home, as well as everyone at school, where playing sports was the one thing you had to do, and do well. But then one day I was listening to the radio on the way to one of my brother's games, and I realized that while everyone was listening to the singer, I was caught up in the sound of the bass, which was hard to do riding in that car with that one lousy speaker up front in the middle. The bass is where it was all happening for me. You may think you like the rhythm of the drums, or the squawk of the horns, or the screaming of the guitar, but it's the bass that moves you, really moves you. It's what's really making you feel the song. So I talked my Uncle Jack into getting me a bass guitar. Uncle Jack was crazy about the bass too, and he loved to sing in the bass register. Pretty soon it didn't matter whether my dad liked any of this or not, 'cause the bass and I were both talking to each other. We both understood the same language. The bass and I are blood brothers, and blood brothers never sell each other out.
You're the generation of war. We're a generation of peace. You're a generation of cornflakes. We're a generation of crunchy granola. You're the generation of Safeway. We frequent the co-op. You want to work 9 to 5, we want to work hard, but only when there's work worth doing. You're into silk ties and Oxfords. We're into love beads and sandals. Have your sandwich on white bread and mayo. We'll take ours on whole wheat with sprouts. When it comes to course of study, you're all into tradition and procedure. We only need to learn what's relevant to our futures, and you can't even imagine what that might be. Only men can have multiple partners. Women must live for one man alone. We say it's a new world we're in now, where free love is a right for everyone. We're standing on the outside, looking in on your world, where some men are better than others, and women are never even close. In the world we're creating, all men are brothers, and all sisters are their equals. We're a new generation, quite different from the past. You're so rooted in your own lives, you can't even begin to imagine how different it will all be. There's nothing we won't challenge. There's nothing we won't condemn. Nothing of the status quo is sacred. We're a new generation and we're moving fast. Join us or get the hell out of the way.
You, sitting there with your long hair and dirty clothes. You think you know everything there is to know. Your book learning has taught you everything. And us old guys don't know anything and never did. We fought and won World War II for the likes of you. Well, not for the likes of you, we didn't. We fought so that decent, respectful kids could grow up proud of the greatest nation this world has ever seen. But you got it all wrong. You think you know everything. This is the land of the free and the home of the brave. And if you don't love America, you can just leave it. We don't need you around here spitting on everything we believe in. The first thing you all ought to do is go home and take a shower. You're starting to stink, and it's starting to show. You've got no respect for your elders, or anyone else for that matter, unless they totally agree with that crap that you're spouting. You know, it's gotten so that you can't tell the boys from the girls. It's the big deal with all that hair. The girls ought to try putting on some underwear. If she was a daughter of mine, I'd show her the back of my hand. And then you start talking about making love and not war. How you couldn't raise your arms against your fellow man. You mean to tell me you'd stand by and watch your sister get raped? And turn the other cheek to a guy holding a gun? Your conscience may object, but it seems to me what you object to mostly is your fear of dying. You ought to just get some backbone and stop all your whining and crying. Try being a man for a change. Unless that's just too big a deal for you.
Someday you'll be dead and your stupid ideas will go to the grave with you.
Hey, hey, LBJ, how many kids did you kill today? Hey, hey, LBJ, how many kids did you hell no, we won't go, hell no, we won't go, hell no, we won't go.
Hey, what's your sign?
Virgo, what's yours?
Hey, what's your sign?
Fuck off.
Hey, what's your sign?
Sagittarius.
That's a great sign.
I'm kind of attached to it.
I'm a Scorpio. The archer meets up with the stinging bug. You can make a great couple.
Okay, come on. Let's get away from all this and we can explore what we might have in common.
Illusion, illusion.
Everyone is an illusion. Everyone is an illusion. Everyone is an illusion. Everyone is an illusion. Everyone is an illusion. Everyone is an illusion. Everyone is an illusion. Everyone is an illusion. Everyone I meet's a fake. Identity is gone. Oh, how long
It's not too late. It's not too late. Everyone you want is an illusion. Everyone you want is an illusion. Everyone is an illusion. Everyone is an illusion. Everyone is an illusion. Everyone is an illusion.
I met this guy. He's in a band.
Huh. Tell me about him.
He had eyes, two eyes. Both were maybe blue. Heart so pure, I'm sure. I felt it beating true. Steady rhythm in his gait. Two legs, both the same length. All 10 fingers, 10 toes. A perfect nose. The smile a little crooked, but lips so sweetly drawn. Oh, I know when I see him, my blushing cheeks will show. He's the one who's come to sweep me off my feet. He's the one who's come to make my life complete. I know. You meet someone you think is special. This is the person for which you were meant to be. This is the one for which God created you and you alone. This yearning is so deep it just can't possibly be wrong. But sometimes it's all one-sided. Sometimes you are the only one who is losing sleep. The person who is your soulmate doesn't even know that you exist.
Or if he knows about you, he may have given a sign to you. He may have smiled sweetly, but the one who caught his eye might have been the one standing behind you. He had eyes, two eyes, both were maybe blue. Heart so pure, I'm sure. I felt it beating true. Steady rhythm in his gait. Two legs, both the same length. All 10 fingers, 10 toes. A perfect nose. The smile a little crooked, but lips were sweetly drawn. Oh, I know when I see him, my blushing cheeks will show. He's the one who's come to sweep me off my feet.